Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
If you're looking for ways to, quickly get up to speed on interesting topics, you are definitely in the right place. And hey, if you like what we do, if you find this useful, maybe take a second to subscribe to the channel. We really appreciate it, and there's lots more coming your way.
Absolutely. Your support helps us keep digging into these topics.
So today, we're diving into something I think is super relevant for, pretty much everyone navigating the English-speaking world.
Right.
What have we got today? We're looking at everyday English conversations. We've pulled together a whole collection of really common topics and phrases, mainly inspired by the stuff you find on the YouTube channel Learn English with Jessica.
Ah, okay. So practical, everyday stuff, not like high-level academic debates or anything.
Exactly. It's the fundamental building blocks, the kind of language you use when you meet someone, ask for directions, or grab a coffee, that sort of thing.
And I think that's crucial because it's not just about knowing the words, is it? It's about understanding how they're used in real situations.
Precisely. We're not just making a list of phrases for you to memorize. That's not the goal here.
Right. It's more about understanding the context, the social strategies behind these phrases.
Yeah. Like, why do we say, could you, instead of just tell me?
Yeah.
What does that little change actually do in the conversation?
Politeness markers, managing expectations, navigating different social settings. It's all woven into these simple exchanges.
We'll be covering a whole range of scenarios, the basics like greetings, asking where someone's from, but also ordering food, asking for the time, making plans.
Dealing with things going wrong, like a shop being closed or maybe losing something. Real life stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Real life.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, the listener, this. Ever feel like you could use a kind of guide, maybe a deeper look into just everyday English chit-chat, how it all flows?
It's something many people grapple with, especially learners. But even native speakers don't always stop to think why we say things the way we do.
Well, today, that's exactly what we're digging into. We're going beyond just the surface.
Looking at the why behind the what.
You got it. Okay, then, let's unpack this. Where do we even begin?
Well, you have to start at the beginning, right? Absolute basics.
Greetings and introductions. Lesson 1, essentially.
Right. Things like, hello, hi. What's the difference there, really?
Good question. They both mean hello, obviously, but is hi maybe a bit more casual?
Generally, yeah. I'd say hello can be a touch more formal, maybe if you're meeting someone for the very first time or in a slightly more professional context. Hi feels a bit warmer, maybe more for people you already know, or just a generally relaxed setting.
That makes sense. And then you immediately get, how are you?
The classic how are you question.
And the equally classic answer, I'm good, or fine, thanks.
And it's interesting because often it's not really a question asking for a detailed medical report, is it?
No, not usually. It's more like a conversational lubricant, a way to just get the ball rolling.
Exactly. It's what linguists call phatic communication. It's about the social connection more than the literal meaning. The expected answer is usually something brief and positive like, I'm good, or fine, and you.
Right. Unless you know the person really well, you probably don't launch into a whole list of your problems.
Probably not the time or place in that initial greeting. So I'm good is often just the standard reply, a social convention.
Okay, so we've said hello. What often comes next? The source material brings up, where are you from?
Another very common icebreaker. Simple, direct.
Why do you think that one's so popular for starting a chat?
Well, it's a pretty safe question, isn't it? It's factual, but it opens doors. Someone says, I'm from California, or I'm from London.
And immediately you have follow-up possibilities. Oh, really? I visited there once, or what's it like?
Precisely. It gives you something concrete to build on. It helps place the person, geographically at least, and can lead to shared experiences or just learning something new about them. It builds rapport.
Makes sense. Then there's the really practical question, especially if you're traveling or meeting new people. Do you speak English?
Crucial, right. And the answers can vary. You might get a clear yes.
Or sometimes a little. What's going on when someone says a little?
That's often about managing expectations. It's a way of saying, yes, I have some ability, but I might struggle, so please be patient.
It's quite a smart strategy, actually. Kind of preempts any awkwardness if communication gets tricky later.
It is. It signals their level without shutting down the conversation. And it often encourages the other speaker to maybe speak a bit more clearly or avoid complex slang. It's honest and proactive.
Okay. And we also see the example, are you American? Followed by yes. This feels like another way to try and place someone, maybe based on their accent or fluency.
It could be. Someone hears fluent English, maybe a particular accent, and makes an assumption. It's a shortcut, trying to understand someone's background.
Though assumptions can be tricky, of course. Not everyone speaking fluent English is American.
Absolutely. It's a common question, but it does carry underlying assumptions about nationality and language that might not always hold true. Important to remember that.
Definitely. Okay, moving on. The absolute core of meeting someone. Names. What's your name? My name's Jessica. What's yours? John.
Can't get much more fundamental than that, can you? Establishing identity.
And notice, right after the names, in the example, there's a compliment. You speak English very well.
Ah, yes. That's a really nice touch, isn't it?
What effect does dropping in a compliment like that have so early on?
Oh, it's huge for building rapport. It's positive reinforcement. It acknowledges the other person's effort, especially if English isn't their first language. It can make them feel much more comfortable, more confident.
Lowers the anxiety level a bit, maybe.
Exactly. It creates a positive atmosphere right from the start. A very effective social strategy.
Your point. Then we have a very practical, almost transactional exchange. Do you know what time it is?
Sure, it's 5:10 p.m.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Short and sweet. But even here, notice the politeness. The implied please in the question, the thanks, the you're welcome.
Essential politeness markers in English. Even for something as simple as asking the time, these little words smooth the interaction. They show consideration. Without them, it can sound quite abrupt, even rude.
Yeah, just walking up and saying, what time is it? Feels different from, excuse me, do you know what time it is?
Completely different tone. Those markers are doing important social work.
Okay, so we've covered those initial greetings, basic info exchange. What about when you actually need to do something, like find your way somewhere, asking for directions?
Yet another fundamental skill. And the language here is interesting too. The source gives us, can you tell me how to get there?
Why can you? Why not just, how do I get there? Or tell me how to get there.
It comes back to politeness and indirectness. Asking, can you, frames it as a request about their ability to help, rather than a direct command.
Ah, so it gives them an out, almost. They can say, no, sorry, I can't, or I don't know, without directly refusing an order?
Precisely. It respects their autonomy. It's softer, less demanding. Compare, tell me where the subway is, to, excuse me, do you know where the subway is? The second one is much more standard and polite in English.
Yeah, it feels less confrontational, and we see that polite refusal in the examples, too. No, sorry, I don't know. That sorry is doing work again.
It is. It acknowledges the request and expresses regret for not being able to fulfill it.
Yeah.
Softens the no.
Then the person clarifies their need. I think I can take the subway to the airport. Do you know where the subway is? Again, do you know where?
And the answer is helpful, but maybe not quite specific enough initially. Sure, it's over there.
Leading to the necessary follow-up. Where? I don't see it. Happens all the time, doesn't it? Someone points vaguely.
It does. Which is why spatial language becomes so important here. The clarification across the street gives that needed precision.
Oh, I see it now. Thanks.
No problem. A nice, concise resolution.
And then a very common need when you're out and about. Do you know if there's a restroom around here?
Again, notice the indirectness. Do you know if it's softer than where is the restroom?
Right. And the answer is straightforward. Yes, there's one here. It's in the store. Clear. Helpful.
These direction finding and basic needs exchanges are fundamental. They show how we use language practically, but always embedded within social conventions of politeness.
Okay, let's keep moving through the day. You found the restroom, maybe found the subway. Now what? Hunger strikes.
Ah, yes. Lesson 5 in the source material, expressing hunger and ordering food, or at least starting that process.
Here, the language seems a bit more direct. I'm hungry. I'd like to eat something.
Yes, stating a personal internal feeling like hunger often allows for more directness. It's a statement of fact about your own state. It clearly signals your need and intention.
And the natural follow-up is where you want to go. Now the negotiation starts.
Exactly. It moves from a personal statement to a collaborative decision.
The example suggests a specific type. I'd like to go to an Italian restaurant. That narrows it down.
Provides a starting point. But even within Italian, there are choices, aren't there?
Right. Which lead to the next questions. What kinds of Italian food do you like?
I like spaghetti. Do you like spaghetti?
No, I don't, but I like pizza.
This is key, isn't it? Even agreeing on a type of restaurant doesn't mean everyone wants the same thing. This back and forth about specific likes and dislikes is crucial for group decisions about food.
It shows consideration. You don't want to drag someone to a spaghetti place if they hate spaghetti, even if they agreed to Italian.
Exactly. It's about finding something that hopefully works for everyone involved, that negotiation of preferences.
Okay, so food is being considered. What about drinks? Lesson 6. Do you want something to drink?
This often comes up in hosting situations, or even just checking in with someone. The example starts with food first, interestingly.
Yeah, would you like something to eat? No, I'm full.
And then the drink offer. Do you want something to drink?
Yes, I'd like some coffee. A specific request.
But uh-oh, reality intrudes. Sorry, I don't have any coffee.
Happens all the time. So how do you respond politely? The example shows, that's okay, I'll have a glass of water.
Perfect. It acknowledges the situation. That's okay. Shows flexibility. I'll have. And chooses a readily available alternative. Very smooth.
And even then, there can be clarification. A small glass or a big one?
Small, please. Again, specifying preference using please.
Here you are. Thanks. You're welcome. Back to those essential politeness markers, wrapping up the exchange.
Even in these really simple interactions about basic needs like food and drink, you see these layers of social convention offering, accepting, declining, politely, clarifying. It's all there.
It really is. Okay, let's tackle something that often causes headaches. Time and scheduling. Lesson 7 is titled, That's Too Late. Uh-oh.
Yeah. Coordinated schedules can be tricky. There's potential for friction if not handled carefully.
Yeah.
Politeness and clear communication are vital here.
So Mary asked John, would you like to get something to eat with me? John's keen. Okay, when? Mary suggests, at 10 o'clock.
Now, ambiguity alert, John rightly clarifies. 10 o'clock in the morning.
Crucial clarification. Imagine showing up for dinner at 10 a.m. Mary corrects. No, at night.
Okay, now John has the info, but there's a problem. Sorry, that's too late.
Notice the sorry. And he gives a reason, which is a common strategy to soften the refusal. I usually go to bed around 10 p.m.
Exactly. Providing a brief, genuine reason makes it less likely the other person will take the refusal personally. It's not about them, it's about his schedule or habits.
Mary understands and suggests an alternative. Okay, how about 1:30?
John has another clash. No, that's too early. I'll still be at work then. Again, a reason is given.
This can get frustrating if it goes on too long, but they try again. How about 5 p.m.?
Obsesses. See you then. All right, bye. Phew. They got there eventually. It showed that negotiation process.
It really does. Lesson 8 continues this theme with choosing a time to meet, focusing on dinner again, but adding the layer of location preference.
Right. Jennifer asked Mark, would you like to have dinner with me? He's enthusiastic. Yes, that would be nice. When do you want to go?
Jennifer suggests tonight. Is today okay? But Mark can't. Sorry, I can't go today.
So Jennifer pivots. How about tomorrow night? Mark agrees. Okay, what time?
Jennifer proposes. Is 9 p.m. all right? Mark thinks it's pushing it. I think that's too late.
See, he says, I think, which softens the statement slightly compared to a flat, that's too late.
Good point. He then counters with his own suggestion. Is 6 p.m. okay?
And Jennifer accepts. Yes, that's good. Where do you want to go? Now the location question.
Jennifer suggests. How about the Italian restaurant on 5th Street?
But Mark isn't keen. Oh, I don't like that restaurant. I don't want to go there. Pretty direct dislike.
Yeah, but sometimes you have to be clear about preferences, right? He then offers a compromise right next door. How about the Korean restaurant next to it?
And Jennifer likes that. Okay, I like that place. Agreement reached on time and place.
It shows that planning isn't just about schedules. It's often about tastes and finding common ground, being willing to compromise.
Definitely. You have to navigate both time constraints and personal preferences.
Okay, one more scheduling scenario in lesson 9. When do you want to go? This time for lunch. And this one introduces something really important, asking for clarification.
Ah, yes. Misunderstandings happen easily. Knowing how to handle them politely is key.
The conversation starts generally. Hi, Mark. Hi, what are you planning to do today? I'm not sure yet.
This openness invites the suggestion. Would you like to have lunch with me?
Mark.
Yes, when?
The suggestion is 11:30 a.m. okay? But Mark misses it. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Can you say that again, please?
That is such a vital phrase. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Or could you repeat that, please? No shame in asking for clarification. It's much better than guessing and getting it wrong.
Absolutely. So the time is repeated. I said 11:30 a.m. Mark checks his schedule. Oh, I'm busy then. Can we meet a little later?
Polite refusal, I'm busy then, combined with a request for flexibility. Can we meet a little later?
The new suggestion. Okay, how about 12:30 p.m.? Mark accepts. Okay, where?
Location time again. How about Bill's Seafood Restaurant? Mark needs more info. Oh, where is that?
It's on 7th Street, Mark confirms. Okay, I'll meet you there. Done.
Another successful negotiation, this time incorporating that crucial step of clarifying information when needed. It really highlights how many mini steps can be involved in just arranging to meet someone for lunch.
It's more complex than you think when you break it down.
Well,
Okay, so you've successfully navigated the scheduling maze. You arrive at the restaurant, lesson 10, ordering food.
now we're in a more formal transactional setting. The language reflects the roles customer and server.
It starts with the host, or maitre d'. Hello, sir. Welcome to the French Garden restaurant. How many? 1. Right this way, sir. Please have a seat. Your waitress will be with you in a moment.
Very standard, polite, guiding language, setting the scene.
Then the server arrives. Hello, sir. Would you like to order now?
Yes, please. The customer is ready.
First up, drinks. What would you like to drink? Instead of just ordering, the customer asks about options. What do you have?
Good strategy if you're not sure. The server lists. We have bottled water, juice, and Coke.
The customer chooses. I'll have a bottle of water, please. Again, the please.
Essential. Then the food order. What would you like to eat?
The customer is decisive. I'll have a tuna fish sandwich and a bowl of vegetable soup.
Clear, concise order. This whole interaction is pretty direct and efficient, as you'd expect when ordering. The server uses standard questions. The customer gives clear answers.
Right. Less negotiation here, more transaction.
The roles are clearly defined.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Lesson 11 brings up a common decision point when running errands with someone. Now or later.
Yes. Coordinating simple tasks. Chris spots a friend. Chris, where you going? I'm going to the store. I need to buy something.
The friend needs to go too. Really, I need to go to the store too. Would you like to come with me? Chris agrees. Yeah, let's go together.
Now the timing question. Would you like to go now or later? Chris prefers immediacy. Now.
There's a slight confirmation needed. What? Chris repeats, perhaps a bit more firmly. Now would be better.
Okay, agreement reached. Okay, let's go. But then logistics. Should we walk?
Chris considers the distance. No, it's too far. Let's drive. Practical decision making.
It just shows that even for a simple trip to the store, if you're doing it together, there's this mini negotiation about timing and method.
Yeah, the social aspect creeps into everything, even errands.
It really does. Coordination is often needed.
Speaking of errands and buying things, Lesson 12 touches on a very practical matter. Do you have enough money?
Ooh, yes. Important consideration, especially if you're buying something for someone else.
Laura outlines her plan. Laura, what are you going to do today? I'm going shopping. What time are you leaving? I'm going to leave around 4 o'clock.
Then comes the request from her friend. Will you buy a ham sandwich for me at the store? Laura agrees.
Okay. But then the crucial question. Do you have enough money? Laura's unsure, not sure.
Honesty is good here. The friend asks, how much do you have? Laura, $25. The friend voices concern. Do you think that's enough? That's not very much.
Yeah, a ham sandwich plus maybe other things. $25 might be tight. Laura reassures slightly. I think it's okay. I also have 2 credit cards.
Okay, backup plans.
Yeah.
But the friend proactively offers. Let me give you another $10.
Thanks. See you later.
Bye. This is a great little exchange. It highlights the need to be aware of costs and prepared, and also the supportive nature of friendship, offering money to make sure the task can be done.
Very realistic scenario. Okay, let's move away from transactions and back to more personal interactions. Lesson 13. Checking in with, how have you been?
This goes beyond the quick how are you we discussed earlier. This implies a bit more time has passed. Maybe you haven't seen the person in a while.
Richard meets Karen. Hello, Richard. Hi, Karen. Richard asks, how have you been?
And Karen is honest. Not too good, Richard naturally asks. Why? Karen explains, I'm sick.
Richard's response is standard and empathetic. Sorry to hear that.
And Karen offers reassurance, maybe to avoid excessive worry. It's okay. It's not serious.
Richard acknowledges that. That's good. Then the conversation naturally widens to include family. How's your wife?
She's good. Richard asks for more detail. Is she in America now? Karen? No, she's not here yet. Richard, where is she? Karen, she's in Canada with our kids.
So a brief update on the family situation. The conversation wraps up with Richard asking Karen to send his regards. Is your wife here? Tell her I said hi, and wishing her well. I hope you feel better.
It's a lovely example of a slightly deeper check-in. It shows concern for well-being, interest in family, and uses standard politeness formulas for empathy and closing, maintaining those social bonds.
Definitely. Okay, another social situation. Lesson 14, introducing a friend. How do we do this smoothly?
Well, the example shows a slightly more formal approach. Robert says, "Robert, this is my friend Mrs. Smith."
Addressing Robert, introducing Mrs. Smith. The response from Robert. "Hi, nice to meet you." Mrs. Smith replies, "Nice to meet you too." Using Mrs. Smith maintains that initial formality.
Exactly. Then the conversation moves to finding common ground, often through work. "Mrs. Smith, what do you do for work?" "I'm a doctor."
Robert shows interest. "Oh, where do you work?" Mrs. Smith provides specifics. "New York University Hospital in New York City. What do you do?" Turning the question back.
Smooth conversational turn-taking. Robert answers, "I'm a teacher." Mrs. Smith inquires further, "What do you teach?" Robert, "I teach English." Mrs. Smith, "Where?" Robert, "At a high school in New Jersey."
It's a standard back and forth, exchanging basic professional information, then a concluding remark. "That's nice," followed by a question that can be a bit more personal. "How old are you?"
Robert answers directly, "I'm 32. As you said, asking someone's age, especially upon first meeting, can be a bit tricky depending on the culture and context. Here, it's presented as part of the getting to know you exchange.
Yeah, it feels a little direct, maybe, but it's in the example. It highlights how introductions can flow from formal greetings to sharing work details and sometimes more personal info.
And the level of formality can shift as the conversation progresses.
Good point. Let's switch to a very common activity. Shopping. Lesson 15. Buying a shirt. This brings in the language of retail, preference, and price.
Right. Starts with getting attention politely. "Excuse me." The sales assistant responds, "Hello, sir. May I help you?" Standard helpful opening.
The customer has a specific request. "Yes, can I see that shirt on the top shelf, please?" Notice the please again.
Always important. Assistant complies. "Sure, here it is." Now the critical question, how much does it cost?
The answer, $50. The customer reacts, $50, that's too much. Very direct feedback on the price.
Common reaction. The salesperson then tries a classic tactic, offer an alternative, potentially cheaper. How about this one? It's on sale for only $35.
But the customer isn't convinced by the alternative style. "I don't like that one." Preference overrides the lower price here.
So the salesperson tries again, finding something similar to the original item. How about the one next to the black gloves? It's very similar to the one you like.
The customer approves. "That's nice. How much is it?" Price check again.
$30. Customer agrees. "That'll be fine." Success. They found a compromise between style and price.
The interaction continues briefly about color. "Is this color okay, or would you like a different color? That blue one's fine." And quantity. "Do you need any more of these shirts?" "Yes, I'll take 2 more, a red one and a white one."
So it covers the whole process: initial request, price check, negotiation alternatives, checking details like color, and final decision on quantity. A typical retail interaction.
Very typical. Okay, back to navigation. Lesson 16. Asking about location. Specifically, finding a hotel, the Holiday Inn.
Starts predictably. "Excuse me, I'm looking for the Holiday Inn. Do you know where it is?" Polite and clear.
Helpful local gives directions. "Sure, it's down this street on the left." But the seeker needs more detail.
Right. "Is it far from here?" Important practical question. Answer, no, it's not far. Still a bit vague.
So the follow-up, how far is it? Getting specific. Answer, about 1.5 miles. Okay, quantifiable distance.
Next logical question. How long does it take to get there? Estimating travel time? Answer, 5 minutes or so. By car, presumably. Or maybe it's a quick walk.
And one final check, linking it to public transport. Is it close to the subway station?
Very useful info. Answer, yes, it's very close. The subway station is next to the hotel. You can walk there. Perfect.
Thanks a lot, no problem. A successful info exchange, getting progressively more detailed.
It shows the importance of asking those clarifying questions: how far, how long, proximity to other landmarks or transport. Don't just take the first direction and hope.
Good advice. Lesson 17 builds on this, asking for directions to the mall, but adds the need for a specific address.
Right. "Excuse me, do you know how to get to the mall?" The person knows it well. "Sure, I used to work there. Go straight for about 1 mile, then turn left at the light. The mall will be on your right." Clear instructions.
But maybe the seeker wants to put it in their GPS or just be extra sure. "Do you know the address?"
Turns out they do.
Yes.
The address is 541 Main Street. The seeker then asks for a further favor. "Can you write it down for me, please?"
No problem. Very helpful. Sometimes you need that exact address.
Definitely. The conversation even includes checking an alternative route. "Is it faster if I take Highland Avenue?"
The local advises against it. "No, that way is longer. There are more stoplights on that street," offering local knowledge.
The seeker accepts the advice. "I think you're right. Thank you."
Another great example of getting directions, but adding that layer of needing the precise address and even comparing routes.
It really covers the common complexities involved.
Okay. Shifting from navigating local streets to planning bigger trips. Lesson 18. Vacation to Canada.
Sharing personal plans. The conversation starts by grounding the time. What's today's date? It's July 5th.
This sets the stage for, when are you going on vacation? I'm leaving on Sunday. We're going to Canada.
The listener expresses surprise at the timing. Really? The day after tomorrow? That's very soon. A natural reaction.
Yeah, I know. Then details about the trip. How long are you going to stay there? About 2 weeks. When are you coming back? I'm coming back on the 17th.
Just exchanging the basic facts of the trip, it concludes with the standard well wishes. All right, have a nice trip.
Thanks. A straightforward exchange about upcoming travel plans. Common social chit-chat.
Sharing news, expressing mild surprise, asking basic questions, offering good wishes. Very standard pattern.
Now for something a bit more observational. Lesson 19. Who is that woman? Identifying people in a social setting.
Right. Asking a friend for information about someone nearby. Joseph, who is that woman? That's Susan.
The questions continue, gathering info. What does she do for work? She's a lawyer. Is she American? No, but she speaks English fluently, adding an interesting detail.
The physical observation. She's really tall, followed by clarifying the connection. Do you know her? Yes, I know her. We're friends.
Okay, so Joseph knows Susan, then the attention shifts. Who's that man standing next to her? Joseph needs clarification. Which man?
Specificity needed again. That short guy on her right, what's his name? Identification. Oh, that's Matt.
Then a subjective comment. He's really good looking. Joseph agrees. Yeah. The questioner probes further. Do you know him?
Joseph doesn't directly, but has a possible link. I don't know him, but I think my sister does. Then the questioner asks about his status. Is he married?
Joseph confirms. Yes, he's married. And this triggers a memory for the questioner. I remember now. I met him before.
It's like putting pieces of a puzzle together. Identifying people, asking about their work, nationality, appearance, connections, marital status, all common ways we try to understand the social landscape around us.
Yeah, it's like social information gathering in real time.
Pretty much. And sharing little opinions along the way.
Okay, lesson 20 bundles together some common questions, often used when getting to know someone new.
Right. Things you might ask someone you've just met, maybe someone visiting from another country. The examples with Brian.
First, language ability. Brian, do you know how to speak English?
Yes. Where did you learn? I learned in college. Followed by that nice compliment again. You speak very well. Thank you. Then duration of stay. How long have you been in the U.S.? 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Family presence? Is your wife with you? Yes, she just got here yesterday.
And prior travel experience. Have you been to California before? No, I've never been there. Have you ever been to Las Vegas? Yes, I went there once on a business trip.
So it covers language, time and location, family, and travel history. All fairly standard, safe topics for initial conversations. Trying to find connections or just learn basic facts.
They seem like good go-to questions if you're stuck for something to say when meeting someone new.
They are relatively low-risk ways to keep the conversation flowing.
Okay, let's move to a common frustration. Lesson 21. The supermarket is closed. Dealing with unexpected obstacles.
Jeff gets an invitation. Jeff, I'm going to the supermarket. Do you want to come with me? But Jeff has bad news. I think the supermarket is closed now.
Oh, when does it close? Seeking confirmation and details. Jeff knows. It closes at 7:00 on Sundays.
The reaction. That's too bad. A simple expression of disappointment. But then, quickly moving to solutions. Don't worry, we can go tomorrow morning. It opens at 8:00.
Problem solved for tomorrow, but what about now? All right, what do you want to do now? Looking for an alternative activity.
Jeff suggests. Let's take a walk. A placeholder activity. He then adds more context about later plans. My sister will get here at about 8:30 p.m., and then we can all go out to dinner, integrating other people and plans.
The friend asks about the sister. Where does she live? Showing natural conversational drift. Jeff answers, she lives in Washington.
And a final detail about the sister's schedule. When did she move there? I know she lived in Seattle for about 5 years. This part seems slightly less connected to the immediate closed supermarket problem, but shows how conversations can branch out.
Yeah, maybe a slight tangent in the source material there, but the core point is reacting to the closure, finding an immediate alternative walk, and rescheduling the original plan, supermarket tomorrow.
Exactly. It shows adaptability and problem solving in everyday situations.
Now for a more personal topic again, lesson 22. Do you have any children?
A question that comes up fairly often in getting to know you conversations. Though its appropriateness can depend on context and culture, Charles is asked directly, Charles, do you have any children? Yes.
The follow-up is logical. How many children do you have, Charles? I have 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
Natural next questions. What are their names? Jack and Stephanie. How old are they? Stephanie is 18 and Jack is 24.
Then, about their current status. Are they in school? Charles explains. Stephanie is. She goes to college in Washington, and Jack works in Florida, giving a bit more detail about their lives.
The questioner focuses on Stephanie. What does Stephanie study? She studies English. Is she here now? No, she's at school.
It's a pretty detailed snapshot of his children's lives, names, ages, locations, studies, work. Charles seems comfortable sharing this information.
Yes, the level of detail shared often indicates the relationship between the speakers or the individual's comfort level with the topic.
Good point. Okay, lesson 23 tackles something crucial for language learners. Help with pronunciation.
This is so important. How to ask for help effectively. William expresses his challenge first. William, do you like studying English? I like studying English, and I can read well, but speaking can be difficult.
The friend offers encouragement. It's not that bad. If you talk to your American friends every day, you'll learn quickly. Then William makes his move. Can I ask you a question?
Sure. What do you want to know? William gets specific. I have my book from class here. How do you say this word? Pointing to a word.
The friend pronounces it laptop. William needs more. Sorry, I don't understand. What does that mean? Asking for definition.
The friend explains. A laptop is a type of computer that you can carry with you. Do you understand? Checking comprehension, William confirms. Yes, I think so, but wants to hear it again. Can you say it again?
Laptop. William tries. Laptop, then seeks feedback. Did I pronounce that correctly?
The friend confirms and encourages. Yes, that's right. It's very good. Positive reinforcement.
William is grateful. Thanks, and immediately asks us about another word. And this word, how do you pronounce this?
The friend helps again. That word is pronounced kitchen. William expresses thanks and gives a compliment. Thanks so much, you're a good teacher.
Thanks.
Yeah.
This is a fantastic little sequence. It shows asking for pronunciation, asking for meaning, asking for repetition, attempting the word, seeking confirmation, and expressing gratitude. All key steps.
Absolutely. A really practical model for language learners seeking specific help. Don't be afraid to ask.
Definitely. Okay, now for a stressful situation. Lesson 24. I lost my wallet.
Oh, dear. Yes, that's a horrible feeling.
Yeah.
How does the conversation go?
It starts with a general check-in. Hey, how's it going? The answer reveals the problem immediately. Not good. I lost my wallet.
The friend responds with empathy. Oh, that's too bad. And asks a clarifying question. Was it stolen?
Yeah.
Trying to understand the situation.
The person doesn't think so. No, I think it came out of my pocket when I was in the taxi, offering a likely explanation.
The friend then offers help generally. Is there anything I can do? This opens the door for a specific request.
And the person asks directly, can I borrow some money?
Direct, but often necessary in such situations, especially with a friend. The friend agrees readily. Sure, how much do you need?
About $50. The friend reassures. That's no problem. And offers repayment terms. Thanks, I'll pay you back on Friday.
That'll be fine. Here you are. A smooth exchange of help offered and accepted. It shows trust and support between friends.
Then they discuss immediate plans. What are you going to do now? I'm going to buy some books, and then I'm going to the gas station.
The friend offers companionship and further support. If you wait a minute, I can go with you.
Okay, I'll wait for you. It shows how friends rally around in a minor crisis, offering financial help and company.
A really good illustration of practical support.
Let's jump into a work context. Lesson 25. Phone call at work.
Okay, different setting, different rules often apply. Efficiency and politeness are key.
Linda calls James's workplace. Hello. Receptionist, hi, who's calling? Linda identifies herself. Linda. Receptionist connects. One moment, please.
Standard phone gatekeeping.
Okay.
Then James answers. Hello. Linda identifies herself again. Hi, James, it's Linda. James greets her. Hi, Linda, and asks directly, what are you doing now? Linda answers, I'm working. James checks her availability. Are you busy? Linda confirms. Yes, it's been really busy here all day. Okay. Signal received. Now is not a good time for a long chat. James asks about her schedule. What time do you get off work? Linda, 8:30 p.m.
James respects her time and suggests a better moment. I'll call you back after 8:30 p.m.
Perfect solution. Linda agrees. Okay, talk to you later. James, bye-bye. Linda, bye.
Very efficient, polite, and respects the work environment. Quickly established it wasn't a good time and rescheduled.
Exactly. Professional phone etiquette in action. Get to the point, check availability, reschedule if necessary.
Okay, back to personal life. Lesson 26 talks about a family trip, sharing travel experiences.
David is asked, David, what have you been up to lately? He shares, I went on a trip with my family last week.
Natural curiosity follows. Really? Where did you go? David, we went to Europe. Broad answer.
The friend asks for more specifics. What cities did you go to? David lists some: London, Paris, and a few other smaller cities.
The friend asks about a specific place. Did you go to Berlin? David, no, we didn't go there. I'd like to go there next time, expressing future interest.
This sparks a connection for the friend. I think this summer is a good time to visit Berlin. It's a beautiful place, and the people there are very nice. Yeah. Sharing their own positive opinion.
David acknowledges, that's what I've heard. The friend adds their personal experience. I went there last year, and makes an offer. If you want, I can give you some information I have about the city.
Hey, David accepts gratefully. Thanks. This is a lovely flow. Sharing personal news leads to a shared interest, which leads to recommendations and an offer of help.
Yeah, conversations, building connections through shared or related experiences, very natural.
It really is.
All right, lesson 27 brings us back to shopping with, I went shopping. How do we talk about our purchases?
Sarah is asked about her day. Sarah, what did you do today? I went shopping. Did you buy anything? The obvious follow-up.
Yes, I bought a few things, leading to, what did you buy? Sarah shows her purchase. I bought this coat. Do you like it? Seeking validation or opinion.
The friend approves. Yeah, I like it a lot. It's very pretty. Positive feedback. The friend asks for details. Where did you buy it, Sarah? At the mall on 5th Street.
Then the price question often comes up with clothes. Was it expensive? Sarah reveals a bargain. No, it wasn't expensive. It was on sale for $20.
The friend reacts. That's cheap. Sarah agrees. I know, it was a really good deal. Sharing the satisfaction of finding a bargain.
The friend makes a final comment connecting it to the present. I don't think you'll need to wear it for a while. It's been really hot lately. Linking the purchase to the current context.
It's a simple, everyday chat about shopping. Sharing what you did, what you bought, seeking opinions, discussing price, and relating it to the wider world, like the weather.
Very relatable. Okay, music tastes. Lesson 28. What kind of music do you like?
A classic question for finding common ground. Paul is asked, Paul, what kind of music do you like to listen to? He gives a broad answer. All kinds, but mostly pop, rock, and classical. Why? Sensing a reason for the question.
And there is one. I have tickets to a show. Do you want to go with me? The question was a lead-in to an invitation.
Smart. Paul needs details. What kind of music is it? The answer. Pop. It's Mariah Carey. Paul inquires about timing. When is it? At 8:30 tomorrow night.
Paul accepts. Yeah, I'd like to go. The shared interest leads to a plan. Then they start coordinating the details. Do you think we should have dinner first?
Paul agrees. Yes, that's a good idea. The friend suggests a place. Let's eat at the restaurant across the street from my apartment.
Paul seems to recognize it. Oh, I think I know the place you mean. We ate there last month, right? Connecting to a shared past experience.
Yeah, that's right. You have a good memory. Reinforcing the shared connection.
So, discussing music preference directly led to making plans and even reminiscing a little, shows how shared tastes facilitate social activities.
Absolutely. It's a great pathway to connection and shared experiences.
Now let's plan another outing. Lesson 29. Going to the library. But it's never just one thing, is it?
Rarely. Life involves multitasking. Lisa is invited. Lisa, would you like to go to the library with me? Lisa agrees. Okay, but adds another task. Do you think we can go buy a newspaper first?
The friend agrees to the combined plan. Sure, first we'll go buy a newspaper and then we'll go to the library. Order established. Now, logistics again. Are we going to walk or drive?
The friend notes the conditions. The weather is really nice today. Let's walk. Lisa agrees about the current weather, but adds a forecast. The weather is good now, but I think it's supposed to rain this afternoon. Uh-oh.
Practical solution. All right then, let's take an umbrella. Preparedness, then involving others. Is your brother coming with us?
No, he's still sleeping. This prompts a comment about the time. Wow, it's already 10 a.m. He must have been up late last night, making inferences.
Yeah, he didn't come home until 12 a.m., confirming the inference, then expressing hope. I hope he can come later, the friend echoes. I hope so too. I'll give him a call when we get there, keeping him in the loop.
Finally, back to the original plan. How do we get to the library from here? Asking for directions.
The friend provides them. It's straight down this road on the left, next to the stadium. It takes about 10 minutes. Clear and concise.
This scenario is packed.
Yeah.
Combining errands, considering weather, transport, involving other people, checking schedules, telling time, making inferences, and getting directions. Wow.
It really shows how many conversational elements can weave together in planning even a simple outing.
Everyday conversation is complex.
It really is. Lesson 30 asks about family background again, but slightly differently. Where do your parents live?
Melissa is asked about her weekend plans first. Hi, Melissa. Are you going home this weekend? She explains she can't. No, not this weekend. I have too much work to do. This naturally leads to the location question.
Where do your parents live? Melissa answers about her father. My father lives in Washington, D.C., the friend asks. How about your mother?
Here, the answer is sensitive. My mother died 2 years ago. The friend responds appropriately with empathy. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Important response. The conversation continues about her father. Is your father still working? No, he's retired. Then broadens to other family. Do you have any family here?
Melissa confirms. Yes, 2 of my cousins live here, and my aunt and uncle live about 30 miles from here, mapping out her local connections.
Then siblings. Do you have any brothers or sisters? Yes, I have 2 brothers who live in New York and a sister who lives in Boston, mapping out the wider family network.
The friend asks about frequency of contact. Do you see them a lot? Melissa explains. Not as much as I'd like to, usually just on holidays like Thanksgiving and Christmas. A common reality for geographically dispersed families.
It's another example of sharing personal and family information, including sensitive topics, and requires careful listening and empathetic responses.
Definitely. Navigating these conversations requires social awareness.
Okay, lesson 31 is super practical, finding lost items. Can't find my glasses and I can't see anything. Can you help me find a few things?
A situation many of us have been in. The friend agrees. No problem. What are you looking for? First item. My laptop. Do you see it?
The friend locates it. Yes, your laptop is on the chair. Next, where's my book? Friend asks for specifics. Which one? Seeker clarifies. The dictionary. Friend finds it. It's under the table.
Then, where's my pencil? Friend spots something. There's a pencil in front of the lamp. Seeker corrects. That's not a pencil, that's a pen. Oops.
Happens. Friend corrects themselves. Oh, sorry. There is a pencil behind the cup. Found it. Next. How about my backpack? Do you know where that is?
Friend locates it. It's in between the wall and the bed. Final item. Where are my shoes? Friend spots them. They're on the left side of the TV.
Seeker can't see them. I don't see them. Friend rechecks. Sorry, I made a mistake. They're on the right side of the TV.
Finally, thanks. The friend then provides the crucial item. Oh, and here are your glasses. They were next to your cell phone. Relief.
This is brilliant for demonstrating prepositions of place: on, under, in front of, behind, in between, next to, on the left, right side of. So practical.
Absolutely. It's a masterclass in using spatial language clearly, and also shows the process of clarifying and correcting when giving directions or locations.
Okay, back to the restaurant setting, but this time it's the end of the meal. Lesson 32. Paying for dinner.
The transactional part. Customer signals readiness. Excuse me, check please, or sometimes, could we have the bill please?
Server confirms, okay, and often asks about the experience. How was everything? Customer responds politely. Very nice, thank you.
Server might ask about leftovers. Would you like this to go? Customer. Yes, could you put it in a plastic bag?
Sure, no problem. Here you are, then the amount. That'll be $85. Customer checked payment options. Do you take credit cards?
Server confirms accepted cards. Yes, we accept Visa and MasterCard. Customer pays. Okay, here you are. Server, thanks, I'll be right back. Taking the card.
Server returns. Okay, here's your receipt, customer. Thank you. Server, you're welcome. Please come again. Standard closing pleasantries.
It covers all the key steps. Requesting the bill, confirming the amount, checking payment methods, the actual payment, getting your receipt, and the final polite exchange. Very standard procedure.
Good to know the typical script. Okay, another transaction. Lesson 33, buying a plane ticket. More complex than dinner.
Yes, involves more details and options. Interaction starts at the counter. Next, please. Hello, how can I help you?
Customer states need. I'd like to buy a ticket to New York. Agent asks for specifics. Would you like one way or round trip? Customer, round trip.
Agent asks about timing. When will you be leaving? Customer asks about immediate options. When does the next plane leave?
Agent checks. In about 2 hours. Customer decides, I'd like a ticket for that flight, please. Now, class preference. First class or coach? Customer chooses coach.
Agent checks availability. Okay, let me check availability. I'm sorry, tickets for that flight are sold out. Uh-oh, plan B needed.
Customer asks about the next option. How about the one after that? Agent checks again. Let me see. Yes, that one has seats available. Would you like me to reserve a seat for you?
Customer confirms. Yes, please. Agent states the price. That'll be $120. Customer pays. Okay. Agent gives ticket confirmation. Thank you. Here's your change.
It walks through the whole process. Destination, dates, implicitly, by asking for a next flight, one-way round trip, class, checking availability, dealing with sold-out flights, reserving, and payment.
A very clear sequence of the steps involved in booking a flight in person.
Okay, let's move from buying things to organizing things. Lesson 34, putting things in order, essentially asking for help tidying up.
Michelle is asked, Michelle, can you help me clean things up before we go? Michelle agrees. Sure, where should I put this cup? Seeking specific instruction.
The person clarifies. Which cup? The red one, Michelle confirms. Instruction, put it on top of the table, using prepositions again.
Next item, how about this fruit? Instruction. Oh, that goes in the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Then, and those pencils. What should I do with them?
Instruction. Bring those upstairs and put them in the bedroom. Next. How about this pen? Instruction. Give it to me. I need to use it. A direct command, but context makes it okay.
Then, what do you want me to do with that paper over there? Instruction. You can throw that away. I don't need it anymore. But there's a problem. The trash is full.
New instruction. All right then. Please put it in a bag and take it outside. Solving the full trash can issue. Michelle confirms completion. Okay, now what?
The person assesses. I think we're finished. And gives final instructions. Can you please turn off the lights and shut the door? Michelle agrees. Sure.
This is all about giving and receiving clear instructions for physical tasks, using imperative verbs, put, bring, give, throw, take, turn off, shut, and prepositions of place. Very practical.
Extremely practical for household coordination or any situation requiring task delegation.
Okay, back to the restaurant scene one more time. Lesson 35. At the restaurant, focusing on the initial seating and ordering phase.
Two people arriving together. One comments, "This looks like a nice restaurant." The other agrees, "Yeah, it is. I come here all the time." Establishing familiarity, they choose a spot. "Let's sit over there."
One asks, "Okay, can you pass me a menu, please?" The other complies. "Sure, what are you gonna have to drink?" Starting the ordering process.
First person decides, "I'm gonna have a glass of beer. How about you?" Turning the question back. Second person, "I think I'll have a glass of wine." Drinks sorted. Now food.
Friend asks, "Do you want to order an appetizer first?" First person isn't keen. "Not really. Maybe we can just order some bread." A counter suggestion.
Okay. Friend asks about main course. "What are you gonna have to eat?" First person is undecided. "I'm not sure. I haven't decided yet." And asks for help. "Can you recommend something?"
The friend offers suggestions based on experience. "Sure, I've had the steak and the lobster before. They're both very good."
One person decides based on recommendation. "I think I'll have the lobster. What are you going to have?"
Friend wants something lighter. "I'm not that hungry. I think I'm just going to have a salad." Then needs to step away. "I'm going to go to the bathroom. When the waitress comes back, will you order for me?" Delegating the task.
First person agrees. "Sure, no problem." This covers choosing seats, menus, drinks, discussing appetizers, asking for giving recommendations, making choices, and even handling ordering when one person steps away. A lot happens quickly.
It really does. A very typical restaurant table conversation. Now for a slice of domestic life. Lesson 36. I need to do laundry. Visiting a friend's place.
Anna arrives. "Hi, Anna, come in." Her immediate reaction, "Wow, your apartment is a mess." Very direct observation.
The host acknowledges, "I know, I didn't have time to put things away before you got here." An explanation apology. Anna spots specifics. "Look, are those all your clothes on the couch?" Host confirms, "Yes."
Anna asks, "Are they clean?" Host admits, "Actually, most of them are dirty. I haven't done laundry in a while. I usually wait until I can do it at my parents' house." Revealing laundry habits.
Anna shares her routine. "My sister and I usually go to the laundromat down the street. Why don't you go there?" Offering a suggestion solution.
The host explains the drawback. "I know I should, but that place isn't very convenient. You have to wait for a long time," highlighting the inconvenience.
Anna acknowledges the downside, but accepts the necessity. "Yes, I know. I have to do it every week anyway." Then shifts topic. "Anyway, are you ready to go?"
The host isn't quite ready. "No, I'm not ready yet. I still have to brush my teeth and wash my face. Can you wait for me for a few minutes?" Requesting patience.
Anna agrees, but adds urgency. "Okay, but please hurry. I think the restaurant is closing soon." Applying gentle pressure.
It's a very realistic interaction between friends' observations about mess, discussing chores like laundry, comparing routines, expressing inconvenience, and coordinating getting ready to leave.
Very slice of life. Okay, lesson 37. Back to navigating the outside world. Finding a convenience store and an ATM.
Pam is asked. Pam, where's the closest ATM? Pam gives directions. It's not that far. Do you see that yellow building over there? Using a landmark?
Seeker needs clarification. The big one or the small one? Pam specifies the big one and gives relative location. Yes, it's right next to it on the right.
Okay, ATM found. Now another need. Do you know if there's a convenience store around here?
Pam doesn't think so nearby. I don't think there's one around here. The closest one is on 3rd Street, but that's probably closed now. Adding information about likely availability.
The seeker expresses urgency. I really need to get some things before I leave. Pam offers another solution. Well, you could go down to 22nd Street. There are lots of stores down there that are open 24 hours a day, suggesting an alternative area.
Now, transportation to this alternative. Can I take the subway to get there? Pam advises against it due to time. Yes, but that'll probably take about half an hour. You should just take a cab. Recommending a faster option.
Seeker worries about cost. Won't that be expensive? Pam estimates. No, from here, I think it's only about $5, providing cost context.
Okay. This covers asking for locations, using landmarks, clarifying specifics, getting info on opening hours, finding alternatives when the first option fails, and comparing transportation methods, time versus cost. Very useful.
Extremely useful navigation skills covered there.
Lesson 38 is a quick one on geography and direction, using cardinal directions.
Right. It's structured as questions and answers, establishing relative locations. Do you know where Canada is? Canada's north of here. Can you tell me where Mexico is? Mexico's south of here.
Then relative states. What state is west of Pennsylvania? Ohio? What state is east of New York? Connecticut.
And cities within a state. Where's Los Angeles? It's in Southern California. Relative location. It's southeast of San Francisco.
More cities. Where is Boston? Boston is in the northeast part of the country. Where is Las Vegas? Las Vegas is in the southwest.
It's a basic drill using north, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, and southern-northern regions to describe locations. Fundamental geographical orientation.
Good quick review of those terms. Okay, lesson 39 takes us back to travel, specifically eating at a hotel and feeling unwell.
Maria's asked. Hi, Maria. Did you have breakfast yet? She confirms. Yes, I ate at the hotel with my son and my husband.
The friend comments positively on the hotel food. Oh, they have good food there. But asks about Maria's specific meal. What did you have? Maria lists. I had some cereal, fried eggs, and orange juice.
The friend asks, how was it? Expecting a positive answer, perhaps. But Maria reveals, the food didn't taste very good, and actually I don't feel very well now. Oh dear.
The friend expresses sympathy. That's too bad. And offers support. Do you want to take a break? Maria declines for now, but has a plan. No, I'm going back to the hotel at lunchtime to lie down.
The friend offers further help. Okay, let me know if there's anything I can do to help, Maria. Okay, thanks.
It covers discussing meals, expressing dissatisfaction, even when expected to be good, sharing feelings of unwellness and offering accepting support. Relatable travel woes.
Very much so. Things don't always go smoothly on the road.
Okay, our final scenario for this deep dive, lesson 40. Planning to go to the movies. This one seems to pull together a lot of threads.
Let's see. Andrew asks, Anna, what do you want to do tonight? Anna suggests, I'd like to go see a movie. Andrew has heard about one. Okay, I've heard Titanic is playing at the movie theater.
Anna's heard good things. Oh, I've heard that's a good movie. Practical question. What time does it start? Andrew knows. 6:30 p.m. He adds info about length. It's a long movie. I think it lasts for about 3 hours. Managing expectations.
Anna asks about logistics. Will you come and pick me up? Andrew needs timing. What time? Anna suggests being early. I think we should get there early because they might be sold out. Is 5 p.m. okay? Considering potential crowds.
Andrew agrees. Yes, that'll be fine. I'll meet you at your house at 5 p.m. Pickup plan confirmed. Now, food beforehand. Do you want to get something to eat before the movie?
Andrew is concerned about time. I'm not sure if there will be enough time for that. He suggests an alternative. We can have popcorn and hot dogs at the theater if you want.
But Anna has preferences. I don't like the popcorn they have there. I think they put too much salt on it, expressing specific taste to dislike.
Andrew adapts the plan again. Okay then, I'll pick you up a little earlier.
Yeah.
And we can go to the Thai restaurant next to the theater. Is that okay? Finding a solution that works around her preference.
Anna approves. Yes, I like that place. Agreement reached on movie, time, pickup, and pre-movie dinner.
That was a comprehensive planning session. Choosing the activity, checking times, considering length, arranging transport, planning arrival time based on potential crowds, discussing food options, expressing preferences, and adjusting the plan accordingly.
Wow. It really encapsulates how much negotiation and coordination can go into a seemingly simple plan like going to the movies.
It definitely does. A great example to round things off.
Phew. Well, that brings us to the end of this really extensive exploration of everyday English conversation topics. Quite the journey.
It really was. And as you heard, even the simplest exchanges, the things we say almost automatically, they're packed with nuances, strategies, politeness rules.
Yeah, it's not just about vocabulary and grammar, is it? It's about knowing how to use the language in different situations with different people.
Exactly. It's about navigating the social world, using words. We saw how language helps us build relationships, get things done like asking for directions or ordering food, express our needs, our likes, our dislikes.
All while trying to be socially appropriate, generally speaking.
Yeah.
Understanding these basic patterns, these fundamental exchanges, it really can boost your confidence, can't it?
Immensely. Whether you're learning English or just want to be a more conscious communicator in your native language, seeing these patterns helps.
So maybe take a moment now, think back over all those scenarios we covered. Was there anything that particularly stood out to you? A phrase, a situation, a strategy?
Maybe it's something that surprised you or something you recognized immediately from your own life. Perhaps a way of asking for something indirectly or a way of politely disagreeing.
And how might you use some of this? Maybe pay more attention to how people phrase requests or how they soften refusals, or perhaps try using some of those clarification phrases yourself if you're unsure.
It's all about applying that awareness, isn't it? Moving from just knowing the phrases to understanding the why and how behind them.
Definitely. Which leads us to our final thought for you to ponder. What other everyday English situations do you find particularly interesting or maybe challenging to navigate?
Yeah, what other areas of daily chat feel complex or have hidden rules? It's a huge topic, and we've only scratched the surface, really.
We'd love to hear thoughts on that maybe sometime, but for now, thank you so much for joining us on this incredibly detailed deep dive. It was a long one.
Yes, thanks for sticking with us through all those examples and analysis. We hope you found it valuable.
And if you did enjoy it, if you got something out of this deep exploration, please do consider subscribing to the channel. It helps us keep doing this.
We really appreciate the support.
And a huge thanks again to everyone who listened all the way to the end. We hope this gives you lots to think about and maybe even use in your own conversations.
Until next time.
Until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep learning.